Hey everyone, you may have heard of the Wwise authoring query language before, and if not, then there is plenty of resources that I've linked in the description you can learn from. The point of this video is just to show a few examples and common use cases, as well as a cool trick you can use to find out a property name for using queries, which is especially useful if it's not listed or easily found on publicly available documentation. I'll start off with the most interesting part, that being the trick I just mentioned. As you may know, if a property is in the property editor, we can likely query it, but it's not always easy to know what we have to type in. For example, users-defined auxiliary settings can be queried through the browser, and there's even a few examples in the references. Game-defined auxiliary settings, on the other hand, not so much. That's where the work units come in handy. By navigating through right-clicking and opening the containing folder and opening these in a text editor like Notepad, we can very clearly see the property list that shows our player weapons property container has useGameAuxSends to true, which we can then enter into our query. Now, I do have to make something very clear. This trick is useful when you are working with WAQL-based queries. If you just want to see if GameAuxSends are checked in general, then you can just do so through the browser by checking the property value. As for other common queries, the first example I have to show is searching up multiple container types. While you can query a single object type in the dropdown, like I have with my property container query, you may want to check or change properties on multiple types of containers. To do so, we simply perform a query on several object names separated by commas, and as you can see, it picks up all of these empty containers that I made for this demonstration. Once you have your results, we can perform batch operations in the multi-editor, compare them in the list view, or even delete them from the query tab. One other simple but useful query is just checking what's being sent to the master audio bus. This is especially important in larger projects where someone may have accidentally overridden the parent, and sound settings are not applying correctly to a select few sounds in game. In this case, we can see that the player land sound is overwriting the parent when it shouldn't be. I hope you found this useful, and once again, do check out the learning resources in the description.